Hey again, and welcome back to a new video. So today I want to do something similar to a coaching session. So I've played some ranked games, so there are probably coming more parts with it. I want to replay my own ranked gameplays and kind of tell you, or kind of try to coach myself to see what I did good, what I could have done better, things like that. I think the replay opportunity is really good. You should use it as well, because then you could just replay your own gameplays and could question yourself what you could have done better. You most of the time see things a little bit better or easier when you're not in the fight. So after it, so to say, it's pretty easy or easier for you to tell if this was the correct play or not. So just help yourself to get better at the game, stuff like that. So before we start, I kind of want to talk about the drafting process. So I think we banned Dredge and Khan, and the enemy team banned Terminus and Atlas. Dredge and Term are just the picks you either want to have on your team or you don't want the enemy team to get, so to say. That's why I think it's understandable to ban both of them. Atlas is in a really good spot currently. He's kind of scary in the right hands. And I think this also was like a elo. Was around Master, GM, High Diamond, I think. So you can expect really good Atlas players in that elo. So I think understandable that the Atlas ban came in, so to say. And Khan also in a good spot, so to say, but especially because of his one pick or execute ultimate in the beginning of the fight. He can just take one player out, and if the whole team focuses on him, on his ult, so to say, you're already up players. So that's why Khan also understandable to ban him. And we came up with Ash, Ceres, Jorgos, Barrick, Lex. The enemy team had Grog, Imani, Tiberius, Nando, and Dumba. And I think I first picked Ash, then we got Ceres. I think Ash after Atlas and Khan is the strongest off tank. You could also pick like Koa, but I think you wouldn't directly first pick him because he gets countered by hitskins who can deal headshots, stuff like that. Like, see, Koa would have been really good here because no one can really headshot. He could have get easy picks, probably because they don't have many shields or something like that, or CC immunity to avoid his hook. But anyway, I think Ash is just the stronger pick in my opinion. So that's why I kind of picked Ash. Sarah is also really good with her healing output currently. When she gets a heal out of combat or out of court, you're almost full again. Also as a tank, which is pretty good. Drogo is really good on this map, and we were thinking, or my team was thinking about Inara, but I was kind of afraid that we had too much CC if we would get Inara, because Ash already brings a lot of CC with her ult. You could go for really good stuns and finish them up with your ult, so to say. You have some kind of knockback. Sarah's ult, Drogo's knockback of his combustible, even though it's not that much, so to say, but it's still a little bit that it could annoy the enemy team, so they might get resilience. And I didn't want to get countered by resilience, or that's what I always say, like, you want to try to get more different champions and don't only get CC champions, because later on in late game it's kind of rough for you to do something, because the enemy team just probably gets resilience and then just counters your whole team, so to say. And that's why we kind of picked Barrick, even though my Joggers was kind of afraid that Grog can bounce off his shock pulses and just farm damage. But Barrick, I think I just showed the loadout. Yes, Barrick had this card like one man scrap, so he also would get a lot of resets of his own cooldowns when Grog would use the totem suit to farm. And knowing that we play against damage Grog means that you have to play around it a little bit, try to break line of sight to your teammates. And in this elo, I think you can expect your team to be good enough to know those things, know those plays that you kind of avoid the close-up team fights, stuff like that against that damage Grog. And the Lex pick is fine, I think. We just needed a second damage dealer. He was also hovering like Xin, but I think Xin wouldn't have gotten that much value because they only had Nando. Like, you usually pick Xin for the execute ult even though Zin probably would have gotten a good matchup against those heroes. I'm not sure though, but I think the Lex pick is fine to just have a little bit more damage over range, especially because of Death Hastens, because he can just, or he keep his damage up. He doesn't have that much fall off when playing Death Hastens, so I think that's fine. And yeah, the enemy team Dama pick, I think Dama pick is pretty solid. It's okay to pick Dama, or really good to pick Dama as a damage dealer. They don't have that much CC, so bringing some CC with your healer, with your support is pretty good in my opinion, especially because of Dama. He has multiple options of CC. Then the Nando to kind of counter ult, maybe the Drogoz. Even without Drogoz, Nano pick would have been good because Nano has a good ultimate to save his whole team. Aegis is probably the most annoying legendary or whatever you want to call it. Then Tabu is pretty good. Same goes for Imani on this map because they can just spam pretty good. Imani with splitting eyes just needs to hit one of your teammates and it goes around like damage grog. But I think seeing this now, probably not the best pick because they are kind of same in dealing damage. Like the Grog needs to hit her shock pulse, bouncing around to deal damage. Imani needs to hit her icicles or her ice weapon attacks, whatever, to also bounce around. So maybe she could have picked a different legendary for the area damage, even though I'm not too sure how good the area damage one is. But seeing this, like this playstyle of both damage dealers is kind of similar. So if my team is good at avoiding grouping up and stuff, they won't get that much value out of two damage dealers, which is pretty good for my team, but could also be pretty good for their team if my team is not good enough at avoiding grouping up and stuff like that. And I think Tiberius already said bouncing off his chakrams also pretty good. But let's just get into the game and see, so to say, how this goes. So here, before it starts, I think I just try to maybe show a little bit what I want or what I'm trying to do here. Like, you see me being in Barnes, and you also see probably the enemy team like going into Barnes, one of the damage dealers. This is the spot where most of things want to start. I mean, you also could start on this side as Khan or something like that, but I think for Ashe, it's pretty good to start in there because you deal area damage. You can just spam the whole room. You even can spam out of this room, like in this little area here. You can spam in here even though they are not seeing you or you're not seeing them, so to say. So that's why Ashe brings pretty good pressure for this room here. And I have my shield, so I can make sure that Grog can't bounce off his shock pulses onto me and then onto my team. So that's why I kind of start off this fight in Barnes, so to say. And here just shielding early because of Tiberius using his Q. I don't want to receive free damage, so to say, so that's why I could have backed out, but I didn't want to give them Barn for free. That's why I kind of stayed in and used my shield early to make sure I don't get low. I don't have to force Sarah's cooldown out or whatever. That's why I kind of used the shield to make sure he can't get free damage onto me. And especially this first pick, pretty good of legs, kind of waiting out here the Imani beam. And see how great this is. I don't really expose myself. Now I'm pushing up, that's why I use my shield, because same reasons. I don't know who was behind me. Like, I didn't know if someone of my teammates would maybe stand in here. I know my legs died, but I didn't know if my Cyrus maybe wants to push up or my Drogos is in here. That's why I kind of used the shield again to make sure Imani or Grog both can't really farm damage onto me and my teammates with their bouncing off damage legendary, so to say. That's why I used the sheet early, and now I know that we got a pick. I know we lost legs, but I know that we got a pretty good pick as well. I like the Grog, so that's why I kind of want to go chase the enemies. I know that they're kind of half HP. I saw them being half HP. I'm kind of confident. As you can see, my barrack is on the point. That's the correct play because we got the first pick, so that means we can just go on point and free cap for a little bit. I know my Drogoz was there. I don't need my Drogoz to play with me. If I want someone to play with me together, then it's more like Lex. And I see on top left corner that my Ceres is full HP. Everything is fine. I don't need to worry about her maybe getting pushed, because that's also something you want to do as the off tank. So I think this fine. My team, like, I also read a comment or in my Discord that they want me to talk about other players, what they did good or bad. And I think this is like a good matchup here. We're kind of playing this really good. Barrack and point. Ceres staying behind to don't receive free damage, and Drogoz, Barrack, all of them three are just focusing Nando down to make sure we kill their only tank. And me, I go in like my only goal here is to force cooldowns to maybe get a pick to distract the enemy, cause if I push in here, Damba maybe turns around to keep them healed. That means if Damba turns around, he can't heal Nando at the same time, even though he has healing over time. But I just annoy them. I just make sure they can't play the game free, so to say. So they all have a mind where there's an edge. They can't play the game how they would want to, so to say. But let's just see how this goes. See, and I actually get the kill. I kind of forced Tiberius out here. Like, Tiberius dropped as soon as I went in here. Now I'm just facing Damba. I kind of annoy him. It doesn't matter what he does now. Either he jumps out like Tiberius did, like jumps down here, then he's in the open. My Drogoz, Barrack, they can just focus damage on him. Or he stays in here, tries to fight me. And I should win the fight against Damba. So pretty good situation here, pretty good start. And considering we already have like almost 60%, then Nando, like looking at his HP, top right corner, he's half HP, so he can't really do something. He needs to heal up, but Damba can't really heal because he needs to decide if he wants to fight me, if he wants to get out, if he wants to get back, maybe he wants to rotate also in here. But then it's pretty good pick opportunity for my Drogoz to just knock him off. So that's why Damba, I think, is in a really bad spot here, especially because Tyrese backed up and Imani died, so to say. So he gets out. That's why I kind of rotate now. I know that Damba is on left. Here it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I die or whatever. I just distract the whole enemy team. Like, see, Nando died when I fought in here. Nando died. And I knew that I'm facing like 3 people, but I also knew that the spot I'm here, I can't get healed, so that's why I kind of gave up on surviving. I just tried to distract the enemy team. I tried to get out cooldowns. You see, Combat Trance is getting out. You see, Totem is getting out, and I'm not sure if this is a god on the ground. Can't even tell right now. But I got out some cooldowns, and the spot I was in that I don't get healed, or I didn't have line of sight to my Ceres, also means that Grog and Imani, like Imani is not even here, but Grog especially can't farm any damage onto me and on my team, so he can't get off his shock pulses. So this is also good that he can't get free damage, so to say, only because I kind of overextended. But I saw my capture progress, and I was like, well, it doesn't matter if I die now. It's only about winning the point fight. And see, just because I made space, we won the point fight. My team can just keep pushing the card. My Barrack is low, so he dies. This is a little bit unfortunate that he dies, but we also got out Tiberius ult. And to be honest, like I mean, I'm back here, but I kind of wanted to talk about Nando. I just saw Nando pushing up here. This was definitely not a good play by him. Like, he should have known that I come back, so he can't just go in my backline. Even though he goes in my backline, my whole team is here to be able to face him, and that's why he kind of needs to back up early. And I think it's okay that he backs up. He recognizes that I'm coming back on my mount, and he can't get any value out of pushing in here. And now I just try to force the enemy team back, or hold the enemy team back as long as my Barrack is not here. So we kind of should try to back out or survive. My Drogoz already hiding before like the Tiberius is pretty good. So Sarah's Shadow Travel also trying to get out. Lex is a little bit overextended here. Lex shouldn't have pushed in here, in my opinion. And I'm trying to hold this spot. Like 3 people try to hold some area, or Drogos tries to hold right area but wants to survive. Sarah's backing up. I try to hold left side, so this is pretty good. We just try to survive and hold this area. We don't want to get pushed any further behind, and we just need to survive and wait for our barrack, because barrack can try to go on pawn. I can rotate, or like this area I can rotate to this area. I can rotate into barns to try to get out more pressure to force the enemy team back. And here I just try to spam behind his shield. I don't want to waste my ammo on his shield. That's why I kinda tried. And see how I always I don't really stay in here. I don't want to give Grog good opportunities to farm his damage, because he needs, like, if you read the card description, the legendary description, if he hits his left click, he reduces the cooldown of his right click, and his right click obviously bounces off more often. So that's why I only want to peek every time I shoot, because this is enough. I don't even have to expose myself fully to farm damage or to shoot. And that's why I always go like out, in and out, in and out, in and out, because I don't want to be in the open for that long. I don't want to make sure that he can just farm his damage. And now we kind of lost Drogos. This is unfortunate, but I think also the right play. Sarah's backed out to try to stay alive. Drogos also tried to stay alive, but in the end he was in a bad spot. I mean, it's completely okay to die there, because Ceres needed to back out. He couldn't heal him, so that's fine. But it also means like Ceres and me are the first people being in the fight, and the enemy team is our players. Like, the enemy team is not full HP, but they have all 5 players up, and we are 3 players. Like, I mean, when I started, I didn't see Barrack on left, but we need to wait for Drogos, and we also need to wait for Legs. That's why we kind of want to try to do either hide behind here or to get out. And let's just see what we did, so to say. Putting the sheet down, because you could see the shock pulse of Grog bouncing off Ceres and me, and I saw how low Ceres already got. That's why I kind of used my shield to break his shock pulse, to make sure Ceres doesn't die to the shock pulse bouncing off. I kind of wanted to save her. She's also going in her Shadow Travel to break the shock pulse, which is also fine, which is a good play. She also needs to back out, and she doesn't want to risk that she gets killed on her way out by this is like, the sound is annoying, by the chakrams of Tiberius or something like that. So that's why or that is what I mean when I talk about breaking the shock pulse bouncing off. And yeah, that's it about it, so to say. Here, seeing like my barrack, that's why I kind of pushed out a little bit again, because I knew that he's kind of in a bad position. I wanted to save him and then just spam some damage to make sure the enemy team can't just stay here and farm the damage on barrack. They also need to think about what they want to do, because they also receive damage. So that's why I spam damage to maybe put some attention onto me, or just make sure the enemy team can't do whatever they want, so to say. And here, backing out or backing up from him to make sure I have some range between him and me, so Grog can't farm his damage, so to say. And also wanted to get behind the enemy team, because you remember, I'm the off tank. My task is to pull attention onto me, to annoy the enemy team, get in their backline, just spam damage, something like that. So that's why I kind of rotate around to start the push or start the fight to annoy the enemy team. And that's why I always try to get behind and just farm. Like, see, I already got out Mani cooldown. She's already backing up. I mean, she needed to back up, because otherwise I probably would have killed her. Dama is looking at me. Dama also in a weird position, like, he should stay in here to make sure he can heal his team, but here he's just in a weird position. He can't really like see if I go on Dama, like on his vision. I don't even know which number Dama is. He can't even see his team here, like, as you can see. That's why Dama kind of in a bad position here, and I already forced the enemy team to break their their, I don't know, their usual play stay, and I kinda got out really good value out of just pushing up and spamming, because Imani is not there, she needs to heal out of combat. Dama also kinda distracted, looking at me, trying to stun me. I think I saw his snake flying around, and their team kind of free damage for my team. My Barrack also, I think he's pushing up to me, but Joggers can just perfectly spam above the nano shield if Nano would have had the shield up, but Nano shield is not even up, so Joggers and Legs can just spam perfectly onto the enemy team to make sure we kind of keep the push going, or kind of start the push again, so to say. The Grog ult pretty good here to keep his team up, because Damma is not there. Like as I said, Damma is not there to heal. But Jogger's ult also good. Either get a pick in the Grog ult, because Grog ult usually, especially in early game, is a go in button. Make sure you can get picks onto the enemy team. Joggers tries to deny this pick, either get out with his ult or get a pick himself, which is pretty good. I like that play, so to say. And the Ceres ult also to make sure they kill everyone being in there, because they don't have a support. See how I distract Jamba, and this, like here, I can just go on the point, because my team is facing the enemy team. They're probably just finishing at least Tiberius, again annoying sound, finishing Tiberius or even Grog, and I know my Barrack is not on the point, and the off tank doesn't have to go on the point, but in this situation, because I kind of forced Dumba back, we get the pick on Dumba, I could just go perfectly on the point and keep the card pushing. And it's not much what I push, but I at least push from the beginning to that point, and now I just try to stay on the card a little bit longer to keep pushing until my Barrack is here, maybe focus the Grog down and then just attack to make sure we kind of zone them out, so to say. Here rotating, because I'm kind of getting low, picking my Ceres to get healed, even though I healed already out of combat, but good for her ult charge. And here using my movement ability to get in, because I probably will have it back when I need it. And in this spot here, pretty good at pressuring the enemy team. Like, we can Damma again in kind of weird position here, in my opinion. Nando as well, like kind of overextended. I think my team kind of cut him off on the way back, but he's kind of staggering himself, so pretty good for my team. Now, I if I remember correctly, I think I tried to rotate on left side, because my Barrack is on high ground and we don't need two tanks on high ground. That's why I think I put my shield down because of the combat trends of Tiberius, but then I think I kinda try to rotate. Also using the movement ability here to go in. Usually you wouldn't use your movement ability to go in, but movement ability for Ash, it's just great to close this distance to get on high ground. I saw Tiberius was kind of low, so I was kind of confident that I can kill Tiberius in time before I get low and need to get out, because I also remember that Tiberius used his combat trends, so there's not much pressure he could get out onto me. And in case I need to get out, or in case I get low and I have, you can see, not 9 seconds on my movement ability, I get low or something like that, I have my ult to make sure I don't die. And see, I actually get the pick on Tiberius, and now I just want to set up in here to make sure my team is pushing from two sides. Like, we hold left side, or I hold left side. My Barrack is on point. My Joggers and my Ceres are on right side. So if I can get a little bit higher, maybe to see it perfectly. Actually, my Legs also getting onto me. Where my teammates are, we kind of all around the whole map, and they don't even have someone on left side, because I killed Tiberius. But the enemy team also doing it kind of good. Like only looking at the pure number of players, they also try to stack up around or around the whole map. But as I said, Damba in a really weird spot here. Like, Damba the first one in the fight, Grog behind him, and I think my team actually got the pick on Nano, so Nano kind of staggered himself. So kind of weird how they position there, if you look at which player is placed where, so to say. And here I just try to spam out the window, putting a sheet down for my Legs so he doesn't get killed. And I kind of hide because I knew my legs is low. I mean, he got healed. This is good, or he probably healed himself. I don't know, because Ceres didn't have a line of sight, I think. No, okay, she was up here, so she probably healed me to heal Lex. But the second I placed my shield, Lex was low, and I didn't want to peek because I knew they have Imani, Splitting Eyes, they have Mushroom, Grog, so I didn't want to peek to make sure anyone can get some damage onto me, and also bouncing it off of Lex to kill him. This is also what I was talking about when saying we kind of want to make sure we don't give them just free damage, farming free damage onto us with the bouncing ability, so to say. Here I'm kind of thinking where I want to stay, where I want to go. But I think this is the better spot here, because if I would go to left side, it's a little bit harder for my Ceres to keep us healed. I mean, now she's backing up, which is fine. I think she probably got pressured. And on this side, I would be more in the open. Like if I would be here and try to spam out here, how many people like could look at me? But if I stay in here where I currently am, like here, I mean, I'm also backing out, like but I probably would like stand here, maybe go in and out. It's not that scary for me, so to say. That's why I decided to play the right window or the right door. Okay, getting rooted, but because we're getting rooted, I wanted to put down the shield. Both of us also getting kinda low. That's why I don't want to get free damage, but also because we are rooted, it's pretty easy for the enemy team to get off a shock pulse or Imani's normal attack. I mean, the normal attack only bounces off once, the shock pulse bounces off multiple times. So especially because of the shock pulse, I put down the shield to make sure my legs doesn't die and I don't die to the shock pulse either. And now I'm kinda looking for my Ceres to get healed, that's why I kinda back out. And see how well it worked. This is also what I'm talking about always. Try to get in line of sight to your support. Like I don't remember what I was thinking about when I was here, if I really checked where Ceres is or something like that. But I know where my Ceres should be, so to say, when on this push. And I know that she either would be on high ground, but this is a little bit more uncommon. So I knew she probably would be here. Even if she would be in high ground, it's okay to back out, but I just wanted to make sure to get line of sight to my Ceres. And then I think, yeah, my barrack just died, but I think still pretty good push from my team, so to say. Okay, so look at the items. I got Cord 2. I knew I couldn't get like Cord 3. I didn't have enough credits. And I decided to get Resilience because I saw Dumba having Death Hands. Just for the fact they have Dumba, I got Resilience because I don't want to get feared. I don't want to get stunned. I just want to make sure I can get out of the fights earlier, so to say, or easier. Then there's also Imani Root, Tiberius Slow, all that kind of Grog Ult Slow, all that kind of minor or light CC is still annoying to me. Still annoying to Ash. You don't want to get CC. That's why I decided to get Resilience. And yeah, that's about my items. I think classic Dragos pick, Master Riding, pretty good for Dragos. And yeah, let's just see how the second round goes, so to say. This time I decided to play with my Dragos because I don't know, I kind of wanted to switch things up. I don't even have to move around. I kind of wanted to switch things up. I don't want to do the same thing over and over again. I kind of wanted to make it harder for the enemy team to read my moves. Even though if I would do the same thing the 2 times afterwards, I kind of would distract them or make them think where could Ash go, because the first time she went left, the second time she went right. That's why I kind of wanted to swap things out. And I also know that they probably have, I also knew they probably have Imani ult, and I know many Manis just go for the ult in the beginning. There are some good spots where you could go for the Imani ult. I don't even know if I can go through here. No, apparently not. So pretty good Imani spots for ult, as I said, or the typical spots are here behind this corner, are here behind this corner, or are behind this corner. But all 3 spots are places where it's easier for me to reach when I just go right side and go around them. This is also a reason why I decided to go right, because I wanted, on my task kinda is to pressure Imani in her ult, because I'm the off tank, so Imani's ulting in their backline, my task is to get in their backline. That's why I tried, I mean I got dismounted, but I tried to just go right side. Now I heard the Imani ult, that's why I keep going right. I tried to spam a little bit of damage to heal myself because I have life rep, but now I just try to go in. See, I don't care about Dumba, it doesn't matter what about Dumba, but now the dragon is kinda scary for my team, because the dragon just gets out a lot of pressure, a lot of damage at this spawn fight. And I also knew we don't have Bulldozer. Bulldozer wouldn't even do that much with our team comp, so to say. But that's why my only goal was to either get Imani out of her ult, because someone in voice chat tells her that Ash is onto her, so to say, or I kill her in her ult and also break her ult. Putting the shield down so Dama can't farm free damage onto me, and getting the kill. And now again, doesn't matter what happens, I kinda distract. See, Dama is fighting already like I don't know, 3, 4, 5 seconds against me. I mean, this is the right thing, he should do this, like he probably healed Imani, but that's all he could do. That's why he decided to fight me. He also could have ult me, I just saw he had his ult, so he also could have ult me to make sure I don't farm free damage onto her, so to say. I got out, in my opinion, I got all what I could have wanted. Like, I cancelled her ult and I got the pick on her. I mean, she also got good picks on my team, like seeing my legs is respawning. I think my soul's kinda low using her shadow travel. Barrack is alone on point and my Drogo is also dead. So she also got out good value, but that doesn't mean that I don't want to go for those plays, because it's the task of me just getting kills. And I mean, even if she get picks and the enemy team has already 60%, I distract the enemy team. I got a pick now, I distract the Dama can't heal, my team is respawning, my team has enough time to try to retake, and then we can just set up for a good zone. Because if I would have just died, or I don't know, if I would have been like, well, Imani got 2 picks or 3 picks, I don't try to kill her anymore, then she probably would have just keep ulting and then killed our whole team. That's why you still want to go for those plays, and those plays still bring pressure or still bring value, even though she also got some picks with her ult, so to say. And it just used my movement ability against the Dama, because Dama was kinda low, I was kinda confident he didn't have any effectiveness of possession. I don't even know if he uses possession 4, yes. So, but I was kinda confident we fought for long enough that his damage reduction would fall off, and he would look kinda low to me, that I could just kill him with my dash and didn't want to waste any more time onto him. That's why I just decided to use the dash. Also, I was kinda low looking at my HP. I just wanted to make sure I get the kill on Dumba. And now I try to peek my Ceres, but now I kinda start healing out of combat. Try to push the enemy team from behind. And I decided to get out, because I was like see where I was. This is a bad spot. I mean, it's fine to I mean, I didn't even have to drop. I think dropping down was already bad. Like, I really didn't need to drop down, because I'm now I was in the enemy backline. They could have killed me maybe. That's why I decided to get out. Also because Tiberius was kinda scaring me, or kinda pressuring me. I didn't get healed. I didn't get healed. So that's why I kinda wanted to get back to my team to make sure Ceres can heal me. Wanted to also pressure more on point and don't care about those creatures, even though they're kinda low. But more important for me is to now kill Nando on point, get full healed, and then I could go back to the point fight, to the zoning, sorry. And seeing my legs also should have backed up a little bit, I think. So we just try to farm all damage on Nando, and now waiting out the Imani beam. See, my legs died, as I said, he should have backed up. But now we can try to zone them back. They don't have a tank. and my team can join me with just farming damage onto them. And now I just try to farm damage, always again going left, right, in and out, in and out. Using the movement ability to don't receive full damage. I still have my ult. I could like ult Nano to make sure I kill him, but I think he just dies in time, just because he needs to go on point. I know that the team is not with him. Like I saw all three of them. I was kind of confident that Dama can't heal him. The others also focus more damage onto me, so that means for me that my team is kind of free. My team doesn't need to worry about getting damage or getting low or something like that. Sarah's also alive, Sarah's looking good. She doesn't need to back out, so she can just free heal. And I'm doing kind of my job, using the sheet to protect myself, using the life rip to keep myself up, keep myself fit, and just pressure the enemy backline. All other players except of Nano, because Nano can just get farmed by my team. And I know I have my ult in case I get low or something like that. Yeah, using the movement ability, because even if a Nano would have popped his shield, I just would have killed him with my movement ability. And see, my team actually get the point. So how much value my push on Imani in her ult was, even though she got 2 or 3 picks, didn't matter in the end, because I also got the pick on her, kind of took them out of the fight. They all staggered themselves a little bit, and then we kind of finished up each kill after each kill, so to say, and now we are again in the better position. Focus on the damage on Tabriz to make sure we get the credits onto him. Now starting the push. Dama in a really bad spot here. Dama just should have backed up. I don't know if he used his slither already, but he should have backed up. He didn't need to go for the stun on Drogas or me. There's no value. He kind of staggering himself. If you look at the timers, they need to respawn. Imani 3 seconds, every 5 seconds, and then you have Dama 8 seconds, 13 seconds. So 8 seconds later than Tiberius. He kind of staggered himself, so he should have just backed out. And also Grog should back up. He again used the movement ability to close the distance, get on left side, because we want to play as aggressive as possible. You also can see my Barrack pushing up, my Ceres on point, perfect played by my team. And Barrack probably tries to get on high ground together with my Drogas. My Drogas is playing really carefully this game, even though he could have just have a free game kind of a thing. But that's fine. Yeah, I try to just get on left side to keep pressure on all sides of the map, so to say. Kinda confident to win this 1v1, because I have more life rip. Nano also already using his shield, and I try to just spam around above his shield, so to say. I have my ult, so just in case I get low. And now I just try to get out. I get body block, pretty good play by Nano. But still, he doesn't get healed. I didn't get healed either, but I didn't need to, because I didn't have line of sight. If I would have walked up, I would have just made it a little bit easier for the enemy team to also farm damage onto me up here, even though I would have probably gotten the heal of my Ceres, but that's why I kind of tried to hide in here, because you also saw I dropped my shield in front of me, and I won the fight because of the life rip, and Nano didn't have any life rip or something else. Could look in his loadout, maybe he had a little bit of heal. Yeah, holding up his shield, but I kind of broke, or he cancelled his shield, I don't remember. No heal on his fireball, so he didn't have any self-sustain except the heal on his shield, but the shield went down, so to say. So I had way more self-sustain than him, and that's why I also won the fight. And my team obviously, like my Joggers was with me, my Joggers helped me, my team also farmed damage, and the Nano kind of overextended to kill me. I mean, it's looking pretty good as Nano to just see Ash is not with her team. I kind of try to push Ash. Yeah, is the right idea, but considering where Barrack is, considering where Drogas was, or either Drogas was there or on high ground on the other side, considering where his teammates are, remembering that Dama is dead means he can't get healed. And that's why he shouldn't have gone for the push on me. As soon as he saw Barrack here or my team on high ground, he should have backed out again. And now I just look for players. Wasn't sure if they would stay in or if they would push out. Yeah, I kinda see Dama being low. This actually the wrong play by me. Like I said, you don't want to use your movement ability to go in, except for some niche situations. I could have just stayed up here and tried to farm damage, even though if I wouldn't hit anyone, I could have rotated to here and then just stay on this side of the map, because now I kinda gave up this side of the map. See, like no one's here of my team. No one's on left side. We don't have any control over left side. Kinda gave up my spot, kinda being in the bad spot, being way too far in. Like I kinda overextended only to get the kill on Dama, even though the pick on the support would be a really good pick. So even if it would have worked out that I got the pick on Dama, it would have been the wrong play. Now I don't have my movement ability up, like we can see 10 seconds cooldown. I mean, I have my shield, but still I'm way too far, my shadows can't reach me. And I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, I now need to ult to stay alive. See, now I have to ult to just make sure I stay alive, to keep the push going. Because if I would have died here, my team would have needed to back up, because my team would have been down players, and you need all, most of the time you need all 5 players to make sure you can push it in. Also, I stayed alive, I think, I'm not sure, but still we gave up this position. This position would have been way better than the position I'm in now. And I lost my ult. I could have just kept my ult for a better situation. I only needed to ult because I overextended to get a pick on Dama, and the pick on Dama didn't even work out. I mean, we get our nano ult, which is in the end, which is also pretty good. That's why I like the push on the intention of Joggers going for the kill right after nano ult, because then there's no way how to counter it, so to say. I like to try to enable this push for us. But sadly we were down players who just recognize Dex is dead. So if he gets, or when he gets the kill on tip, then we're kinda even again. And now my Joggers is on left. We kinda try to get back more control, like me on right, Joggers on left. This is also a thing you could try, like rotate your tank on the other side and your damage dealer in there. But I think, I don't know, it would have been better if I would have just stayed on left side. And now I kinda want to get out because I'm kinda low. I couldn't see my Ceres. I also like left side more because it's easier to pick my healer than right side. And now I just dropped the shield because I saw, I think you can't play it back on replay, that's why sadly I can't go back. But the second I dropped my shield, I saw my barrack was, you can't even see this here, sadly, but I remember I saw my barrack was affected by Cauterize, and he was kinda low. Like now he's half again because he got healed, I think, or he had some self-sustain. But the second I dropped the shield, I dropped the shield to make sure my barrack stays alive. I kinda wanted to shield my barrack, that's why I kinda dropped my shield. And to be honest, I should just try to rotate. I think I also dropped because I wanted to try to rotate, because I don't like playing right side here. My Joggers also rotated back to right side, and I think this is the better play to have me on left side and Joggers on right side. See, I just tried to get back on high ground again, right side. Yeah, that's unfortunate. My Tabriz got the pick. And I saw, yeah, they got the pick on legs, so they're actually up players. That's why I think in voice chat I just told my team to back out, because there's no value in staying here. We can't get any good picks here. Even if we would get picks, they wouldn't matter because we're on tanks and in support. So this doesn't look like a fight we could win. That's why we kind of want to back out and get back. Just trying to get out some last damage. Didn't want to get rooted, and using the putting the shield down. So Groxy, we still see the shock pulse bouncing off, and putting the shield down to break his opportunity to farm damage on me and my teammates, because we need to group up, or we sadly needed to group up to get out, and that's why I kind of used the shield to break his shock pulse. But we don't want to get out fully or completely. We try to only get pushed to this point. I mean, they did it kind of good, or the Tiberius did it and the Rock did it kind of good, push us back to this point. But now my Jorgos is back, my Lex is also coming back. So that's why we only needed to get back to this point, and now we can set up again to the next push, so to say, or to the next attempt to try to maybe push it in. Again, Imani, I saw her, or you can see her, she's half HP. That's why I used the movement ability to get in, and I said, Ash movement ability is just great to come from right side to left side. I have my shield, I think, you can see, oh, my shield is actually on cooldown, but only 1 second left. That's why I kind of was confident to, again, use the movement ability to go in.
15 seconds remaining.
And now I just try to get the pick on Imani. I could have used the shield a second earlier. This is kind of a misplay. I kind of was a little bit more confident to get the pick earlier on. Oh, the Tiberius checkpoints are just annoying. I was kind of confident to get the pick a little bit earlier on her, but I think, no, I don't have Cauterize 3, so kind of, it wasn't or I kind of needed to expect that she gets healed by Dama, and that it takes 1 shot more to kill her. I could have avoided a little bit more damage when I just dropped my shield a second earlier. Now, obviously, need to get out. Peek, try to peek my Ceres again, pretty good heal here. And I walk around, you see, or you saw the shock pulse bouncing off. I wish my legs also would have backed up a little bit earlier, like he waited really long. See how low he is actually because of the shock pulse. I'm not sure if someone else hit him, maybe Dama, you can see Dama weapon attack flying up here. But I kind of walked out of here to break the line of sight to my legs to make sure the shock pulse doesn't bounce off anymore or something like that. I kind of tried to dodge Tiberius chakrams because he had his Q. I didn't have anything up but my movement ability, but I didn't want to use the movement ability that early. That's why I only tried to dodge his chakrams. And here Damba pick would be really good for us. We get feared off the point, I think, yes. Pretty good ult actually by Damba. I don't even know if he feared Barrack off or if Barrack just went off point. Also could be like he went off point. I'm not too sure. But in the end, pretty good Damba ult because I think we would have gotten the pick on Damba for sure. The chakrams of Tip are actually really annoying. Yeah, I think I just did good. Like, pretty good Damba ult, fear us off the point. But we still got the pick on Damba, I think. So we also we left the round with getting some credit, so to say. So also worked out pretty good for us there in the end. And we made them use ults. If you look at the ults, Tiberius kind of used the ult early, like when he killed Jorgos and talked about we need to get out. So that's why he has 60% back. Dama just use it. Nano also used it kind of early, as I said, or I remember I said, well, we get out Nano, that's pretty good. And Jorgos found his ult pretty good back, so to say. I think Combustible is pretty good for Jorgos to just farm his ult and get out his ult every time he wants to, so to say. So, looking pretty good for my team here. Yeah, to have the better matchup for the next pawn fight. We can look at my items again, finish resilience and card, so pretty good here. Jorgos also getting more boost, I like it. I think the other items, especially on Ceres, I like the resilience pick because she needs, so she also wants to stay alive, obviously. Rejuvenate is okay, I would say. I think I rather would have wanted him to see finishing card first because he also got a lot of other items. Same for my legs, but I think my legs just got pressured probably by someone. That's why he decided to spend 900 credits onto Haven. But in the end, I don't even understand. Yeah, this was like what I was thinking about while playing. The enemy team doesn't get any resilience. Remember in the beginning I was afraid that my team would have too much resilience. That's why I wanted to get Barrack instead of Inara. But we already have a lot of CC, that's why I kind of expected them to get resilience because they would counter my ult, they would counter Ceres ult, they would counter Jorgos knockback, all that stuff of things. And that's why I was kind of confused that they don't pick resilience. And I think pretty important here also to see is Dama rather wants to spend his credits on deft hands instead of getting more levels into Kronos. I think you at least want to get Kronos 2. Not saying you need full Kronos, but at least Kronos 2 to just make sure to get out more heals or enough heals, so to say. And I don't remember, like I think he just bought it now, I don't know, but I remember that she went for a lot of stuns, and that's why I always say or think I don't like deft hands on Dama, because I see so many Dama players just focusing on stunning instead of healing. I think you can see really good here, like he also focuses on his items. He focuses more on getting out stuns than on getting out heals. And most Damas, when they get Deft Hands 3, they just go for shoot, reload, shoot, reload, shoot, reload, and just try to get out stuns. But also seeing like Resilience 3, those are probably, like, I'm the one fighting Damba probably the most. Droggos is mostly not in the range to fight them. Saris probably only gets ulted or something like that. He shouldn't get stuns, that many stuns on Barrack, because Barrack is more like facing Nando and their backline DPS. And Lex, probably Lex doesn't have resilience. Okay, this is like, there he would get out a lot of value, but against me, I feel like I've faced him a lot of times. He would lose all the value he would get, because I mean, he spent so many, or he invested so many credits into deft hands, but I have full resilience, so his stun doesn't do anything against me. That's why I think it would have been better for their team to focus the credits onto Kronos instead of deft hands. Here again, now I kind of want to go left because of just again switching things up. I saw or heard Imani going out, and there's Imani ult. That's why I just tried to get in for Imani ult. I used my movement ability to don't receive that much damage of the dragon, but I didn't exactly know where she was, so I didn't know if I should go in here. Now I see why she's not in here, and that's why I kind of tried to get into this wall. Because I expected her to be here, because here every run set up around here, so I thought they might protect her standing in here. That's why I kind of dashed into this wall. I should have actually, now when seeing this, obviously I should have dashed in this direction to kill her, but that's like I couldn't knew or I didn't know. That's why yeah, a little bit unfortunate here, and I'm getting really low. A little bit unfortunate that I die. I should have ulted a little bit earlier to make sure I don't die. Yeah, that's just, I don't know, a little bit unfortunate looking at the team fight. They got a lot of value out of my yeah, not successful push, so to say, in the Mani ult. But let's just see. We're getting back. They only have like 50%, so we definitely have a lot of time to try to get the retake. In my opinion, they also messed up their zoning, because see, I'm able to be on my mount until here, so I don't get it dismounted at all. Usually if you win the point fight like this, even if Joggers was in their backline, I mean, they got the pick now on Joggers, but even if Joggers would be in the backline, one full HP DPS would have been enough to just confirm the kill on Joggers. The rest of the team just could have pushed up to dismount us. And here, like, I don't know if someone's here now. I think Tabrius was here, I'm not sure. But well, why is Dama here? Like, this is the worst position where Dama could be. They should expect my team to come back. And who's the first one my team faces? Dama. Dama, really bad positioning here, in my opinion. Like, as I always say, you want your support to be in this on the point. I think my Barrack and my Saris, like, it's about your pointing and your support, how you manage it. But I think my Saris and my Barrack, as I said, did it a little bit better. Like, Barrack pushing up, so staying on the point, because this is the correct play. Damba also has a lot of range, so he doesn't need to be close to his allies to keep them healed. So that's why I think Damba in a really bad position. They should have pushed up Nano and Imani as well. Don't know why they set up here and don't go for this ones, don't go for zones, because you can just win ice mines with one good point fight. Win the point fight, go for zoning, just go in whatever, like, you don't care about dying, just try to dismount the enemy team, hold them back for as long as possible to just confirm the push, or the capture, so to say. That's why I think kind of bad positioning by Damba, kind of bad positioning by Nano, because they should have swapped their positioning, so to say. Also kind of bad of Imani, so to say. I now that I know that I have enough time, or we have enough time, that I don't need to use my movement ability like here to get on the point. They have 66%. That's why I kind of don't want to use my shield now. Don't want to use my movement ability. I kind of want to wait with my cooldowns for the last second, so to say. Now using the shield to get on point. I didn't even have to go on point because my barrack is here. Like seeing this now, my barrack is here. I don't have to go for the touch. So I could have just go in here and kind of punish Dumba's positioning. This is actually my bad, or the bad of my whole team. My damage dealers were a little bit behind. I don't know why Lex is setting up on high ground. I would want Lex to either be here or on right side. Maybe he's currently rotating to right side, I don't know. But you don't want to have Lex in your backline, so to say. You want him to also go in and stuff like that. Also bad play, as I said, by me. We should have punished Dumba for being that overextended. But I realized my back is in here, and now I just go for the ult because I saw them. I didn't want to stay on point. I didn't want to give Grog free ult charge, free damage, so to say, in farming Barrick, Lex, me, maybe Joggers, maybe Sarahs. I don't know if they are not say in range for shock pulls. But that's why I used the movement ability to go in and ult. I should have actually reloaded. I remember I only had like 2 shots left, so I couldn't even finish up my ult, like the stuns of my ult. So this is also a thing. I should have reloaded before going for the ult, so to say. But now I can just stay in the fight, recharging my cooldowns because I was still in my ult. I couldn't receive any damage, and now as soon as I lost all my cooldowns, I want to get out and rotate to right side. Like right side of C, right side also good, cause my Joggers is with me. My Ceres is also on this side, so my Ceres wouldn't be free on here. Like as I said, usually would want to try to hold this side, but Ceres is not here, so it's okay that we rotate to right side, because now we can just try to get behind them again. Like my Joggers and me, my Ceres could just back up onto here again if she gets slow or something like that, or use her shadow travel, get in here, get behind cover, and only peek when she needs to, so to say. So that's fine that we try to get around and try to push from right side now. And also important, we break all good line of sights for Grog. Grog is in here, I think. Yes, there he is. So seeing Grog, well, imagine he shoots Barrack. Okay, his shock pulse bounces off his turrets and Barrack. Well, that's about it. Okay, it actually looking like he would bounce off me, but that's it. He can't bounce off Joggers and so also pretty good. We broke the line of sight of his shock pulse. And now I see Mani on right. I should have again used the sheet a little bit earlier, I think. And here I should have pushed in here to face Imani, because I saw Imani was that low, so to say, that I would win the fight. I don't need to stay in their backline, but I think I just wanted to spam damage into them. Then pretty good that I got our Dumba ult. Even if I would die here, I think not that much value, because they're actually down players. Like my Barrack is almost full HP, my Drogus is up, my Ceres is up, my Lex is respawning, I think. So we are kind of up players, their team is kind of low. My Joggers can just finish up the kill on Dumba probably. And also going for the ult on Ash, having resins or full resins is not that good in my opinion. We rather would want to go for the ult on Barrack. Like, see how much more value would have gotten on Barrack. Like, wait out the Barrack shield, then ult Barrack. Or just go for the ult on Joggers. Joggers doesn't have any resins, so also pretty good. Would have brought more value than just ulting me, so to say. And I actually get out because of my movement ability. Also could have he also could have waited until I use my movement ability to then ult me to interrupt my movement ability. And now we can just, yeah, push up, farm damage. Now I go, like the one time I go on the point again is, I see my Barrack is going up, my Barrack's looking healthy, my Barrack just wants to get some kills himself. I don't know, I don't care. But that's fine for me. My Barrack is together with my legs. We just need to touch for a little bit more to get the capture. That's why I decided to don't push up. Let my Barrack push up, that's fine. I just go on the point and confirm the capture, so to say. She, yeah, I remember that Sarah's ult. I think she thought the round was already over. they apologized for using the ult, and now I kind of wanted to push up again. I want to be the first one. Like, my break doesn't need to be the first one, and I think I kind of want to rotate because I saw my... Yeah, that's unfortunate, he dies to Mani Beam, can't do anything about it, but I want to rotate to the left. I wasn't sure if I wasn't really sure if I would want to push up here, because I heard the Groggle, so I know they're probably pushing in here. I was thinking about going in their back line to maybe try to get a pick, but I also remembered, like, Lex died. I was expecting then my team to get out, so I thought, like, well, if I go in left, I probably die. Using the sheet to break Grog's shock pulse, because Berg's in there. Ceres is kind of like she's half HP. Didn't want want Grog to farm off the shock pulse of Ceres and me. That's why I just used the sheet to break his shock pulse. Try to spam in there to pressure them out to help my barrack to get out. Now we try to stay alive. I try to go behind the boxes, so again Grog can't farm his shock pulse. That's why I kinda dance around this little ice blocks to make sure Barrack doesn't get the damage of my shock pulse or whatever. I think now we just die, like Ceres dies, but I try, like, I know I'm probably dead. Like, there's no situation, even if I would dash in here, how I could get out. They probably would just body block me and they die. But I remember, I saw the Tiberius is low. He's dashing out. He already used like 3 or 4 charges of his ult, so there's it's pretty unlikely that he actually gets out of my range, so to say. That's why I try to at least... Oh, the Tiberius Sharons are so annoying. That's why I kinda try to use my movement ability to get in to at least get the trade with Tiberius. So see, I die now. I'm pretty sure I die. I just try to run in the enemy team to die, because I thought Grog, I know Grog was behind, but I thought Grog would take too long to actually kill me. That's why I intentionally walk in the enemy team and don't use any abilities now to get out. I used... Okay. I don't know why I don't know why I used my movement ability. I just should have didn't use it, but I think I actually used it for extra damage. I wanted to leave the fight with extra damage, because then I still would get out maybe 600 damage. If I wouldn't have used it, I would have died a little bit early without 600 damage, so to say. So I think this was the only reason why I tried to use my movement ability there. Yeah, this is fine. Like, they're waiting. Like, my legs again, I think kinda overextended there. He didn't need to die, he could have just waited, but my team, the rest of my team is just playing pretty good. Like, waiting for me to come back, or waiting for an opportunity to start off a push. Kinda here I walk behind the ice blocks, because I saw and I heard the Mani Frostbomb coming in. I didn't want to get rooted in here in the open, that's why I just walked behind. Like, see how far I actually walked left. So even if she would hit the root onto me, it wouldn't matter, because she or the whole team can't finish up the damage onto me. And just looking at my team, where my team is, like, I think this is fine. Barrack and Ceres are in here. Ceres probably rotating even out a little bit more, so to say. My Barrack tries to start the push in here, and my Droggers also tries to start the push from the back, like seeing the fire spit. I think this is pretty good by my team. Again, we have like everyone on each side, so to say, so a lot of pressure coming in from my team there. Now I kind of wait out to heal out of combat, because I don't want to start with half HP. Try to knock him out, to don't get body block or something like that, and use the movement ability to get out. And again, I kind of heal out of combat, because my Ceres just needs to focus on the rest of my team, which is fine. Off-tank is sometimes similar to DPS, just heal out of combat, so to say. We get out Dama ult, this is pretty good. And my Drog is just finishing up the kills. And again, I go in just for being faster in a good spot, so to say, to set up for a good zoning, set up for a good push, so to say.
15 seconds remaining.
just try to spam out. I really tried to shoot my legs, but again, my legs, like he's playing the Thastans, so he's not shooting that fast, so he also could like do the same thing I do, push out every time he shoots. I mean, he obviously needs to push out a little bit earlier to see where the enemy is. I can just spam wherever because I can just deal area damage. He needs to actually aim, but see, he could just go in and out and wouldn't receive the full damage. I tried to shield him, that's all what I could do there, but unfortunately he dies. Tip uses his combat range, which is good to know, and now I just try to get out at least some damage, pressure them. Yeah, this shield actually was really bad by me. Like, there was no situation how the shield could have protected, because as I saw, my shield just would drop down immediately. I should have used my movement ability to avoid her damage. And I think now I'm probably dead against it, especially because he's using his combat trends, yes. But I don't know. Yeah, Barrick probably dies as well. I think this push is over for us, but that's fine. We got out pretty good ults. Yeah, like see, we got our Dama, we got our Tiberius ult, and my team has all their ults. So pretty good. Again, look at my items. I asked my team like if Bulldozer would be a pick for against Imani. I wasn't actually sure. I didn't really know if it would be worth it. My team didn't even respond. So, but I bought one level. I wanted to get Master Riding, obviously, because it's last point fight, and last point fight you really want to make sure to be early. Try to get out an early pick, because if you win, as I said, 1 point fight, it's probably enough if you have a really good zoning. And also, if I die early, I would have Master Riding to maybe get back in the fight early enough, so to say. But I don't know. That's why I kind of wanted to get Master Riding. I had some credits left. I know I couldn't buy with the credits I had left. Couldn't buy Master Riding 3. That's why I decided to just get another level of Bulldozer for level 2, so to say. So now again I wanted to go the other side, because just swapping things up, so to say. I saw Dumb on right. I was waiting for Imani if she would ult, but I think she didn't go for the ult in the beginning. That's why I kind of just tried to spam more damage. Didn't want to receive full damage. That's why I kind of decided to use my movement ability early. I got out. I kind of got out. Grog ult, so you saw Grog activated his ult and got in here to heal his team and damage me. So this is also pretty good to get out as a ult. But pawn fight, I mean, we're getting out, or we're also using a lot of ults early, like Barrack Dome. Sarah's looking kinda low. Jogos, I like that Jogos is flying in the dome to just be safe of the damage, so to say. Yeah, I think pretty good that we got the pick on Tiberius. Would have been scary if we would have got the pick on Ceres instead. It's really important that Ceres stayed alive. Kinda want to get around, because I saw Imani, so I kinda messed up my charge. But now I just wait. Like, see, I try everything I have to delay the time Nando has. I also like see how I body block him. He can't really walk past me. He needs so long to actually close some distance, and we actually got the pick. I also could have gone for the ult. If I would have wanted him to delay or annoy him even more, I would have just gone for the ult in here, but I saw the capture progress. I was kind of confident that even if you would die, if you would touch, he probably would die. And I heard the Imani ult. I didn't know how healthy the dragon was. That's why I kind of decided to keep my ult in case the dragon would maybe get the kill on Barrack or something like that. So we would have something left to defend ourselves against the dragon. But I think, yeah, Nando couldn't even go for the touch. So that's pretty good. Or, as I said, could have used the ult to stop him even more, but I think in the end good that we didn't need it, so to say. Let's see if I can just get maybe the kind of stats. I think I just cut in the stats and maybe last thoughts. I think in general a pretty good game by me. Again, I should have paid more attention maybe to when use the movement ability, especially against that Dama kill I tried. You saw how I slowed my team down. We couldn't really push because I was on the wrong side. I needed to use my ult early, stuff like that. It was pretty good. But I think my team managed, like, this is not all about me. As I said, I also wanted to talk about others. My team managed it really well to break the line of sight to Grog shock pulls. I think, yeah, he couldn't get that much value out of his legendary, so to say. So I think this is pretty good by my team, or was pretty good by my team to just break the line of sight of Grog, so he can't farm free damage. I think we rotated good around each other. I think my Ceres and Barrack played it really well around the point, like the pushing. My Ceres most of the time was on the point, pushing the card. My Barrack also pushed up to I don't know, to keep up the pressure. I think we played it a little bit better than the enemy team, especially our zonings. They didn't, as I said, the enemy team didn't go for the zonings. Then, as I also said, like, I didn't really understand why the enemy team didn't get resilience. I think they got resilience on last point fight, but only one level on Grog and Imani. So not that much of a difference. I expected them to go for resilience a little bit earlier. Again, I think the Death 10 Stammer pick was not that good, also considering that I already had resilience, full resilience. So, yeah, I think those are my last thoughts. I think I talked a lot, really long video probably, but I hope you've enjoyed it. I don't know if that was what you had in your mind when talking about ranked gameplays and wanting me to play or talk about other players as well. But I hope you could take something from it in the first place. It also was obviously for me to analyze my own gameplay, to see what I, in my opinion, could have done a little bit better. And thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, and always remember, don't forget, you guys are awesome.